Alright, today I'm going to be demonstrating how to set up and start your Spartan Radio system. This demonstration is intended for server owners, not end users. I will provide a separate video if you want to see how the radio works in-game. Anyways, let's jump straight into it. The first thing you want to do is purchase the radio via TBEX if you haven't already. During checkout, you should have been prompted to link your Discord account with TBEX before completing the purchase. If you experience any issues with TBEX syncing or linking to your Discord, try using the /claim command in one of our Discord channels. If that still doesn't work, create a support ticket and have your TBEX order confirmation ID ready. Once your Discord has been linked and your purchase is finalized, head over to our Discord server and type /RMS generate key. This command will generate your community license key. As you can see, I've already completed this step and received my license key. Next, go to rms.spartansoftware.app. You'll be prompted to log in using Discord. Once logged in, you'll be taken to the RMS dashboard where you can view your account details and community information. Now let's start configuring your community. First, enter your community name in full. Next, create a shorter abbreviation between 3 and 5 characters. Then click Save. Next, we'll configure zones. Zones are groups or collections of virtual channels in a P25 network. Click Add Zone. Then give your zone a name or tag. Click Save and it will appear in the table. For this demonstration, we'll keep things simple. However, if you're aiming for a more realistic setup, I recommend researching real-world radio networks. A great resource for this is Radio Reference. Now let's move on to channels, also known as talk groups. Click Add Channel, then select a zone. Give your channel a name. Try to keep it under 13 characters to avoid text wrapping. Next, set the talk group ID. This must be unique, as it tells the network and 5M resource which channel is being used. Duplicate IDs will cause overlapping transmissions. You can number your channels sequentially or organize them by zone. Now select the channel type. Configure the secure setting. Secure mode enables encryption, prevents unauthorized listening, and slightly changes the radio tones. You can optionally set an encryption key or leave it blank. Finally, choose whether the channel plays a join announcement. Now we'll set up code plugs. Code plugs are radio profiles assigned to agencies that define which zones are accessible. Start by setting a code plug ID beginning at 1 and incrementing upward, then give it a name. This is what you'll select in-game, so it's recommended to use a department abbreviation. Next, assign which zones this code plug includes. Then select the mobile and handheld radio models. Lastly, configure tones if desired. These are typically used by fire and EMS, and will soon be available in the dispatcher panel. Once everything is configured, click Save. Before moving on, note that you can also view and edit the raw JSON configuration. You can paste custom JSON here or use pre-configured templates. We also plan to allow users to share realistic configurations through Discord. If you're a server owner adding developers or admins, open a ticket so we can authorize their RMS access before adding them. Now let's set up the 5M resource. Download the latest version from your CFX portal under Granted Assets. Extract the Spartan Radio resource into your FX Servers Resources folder. Open the config file. Before continuing, note that this resource includes strict anti-theft protections. If your configuration is incorrect, The system may assume unauthorized use and cause your server to crash or fail to start. Set your default keybinds. Players can change these later in 5M settings. Enter your license key. You can enable or disable radio animations, currently set to shoulder, with more options coming later. You can also enable radio signal simulation, which introduces realistic signal loss based on tower locations. Next, choose whether to use permissions. We recommend using ACE permissions over inventory-based systems. Enable the panic cooldown to prevent abuse of the emergency button. The default is 30 seconds. You can also define available radio models. Note that code plugs will override these settings. If any settings are marked as do not use, they are either deprecated, moved, or still in testing. Add the following line to your server config. Restart your server. Follow the usage guide to confirm everything is working in-game. If you run into any issues, open a support ticket.